Underdog Daily with the BadgeBros, Jon and Nez. Pretty stoked for today. Another edition, an early week edition of NBA Dawg Bowl, chasing that Slam Diego dream, $1 million in prizes, two 10K seats, plus per diem, plus this beautiful resort we're going to be staying at, up for grabs this evening. Pretty excited about that, but we got to do the thing, Nez. We got to do the thing. Breaking news, emergency podcast. We got to start firing off all our NBA related takes with the trades over the weekend here. I was prepared to come on here and just riff for 15 minutes on JT Miller's trade and give the people what they really wanted. But apparently there were some bigger trades this weekend.
Oh man, I can't believe that the NBA dared overshadow the JT Miller trade. I mean, that was so. Adam Silver said, "No, there's too much buzz. I see ESPN talking too much about the Vancouver Canucks."
I see unbelievable. One guy talking about JT Miller's trade. We better overshadow this one in a heartbeat.
We were on that one behind the scenes, but dude, that was so fun, man. That was, I don't want to get too sentimental here, but it's been a while since there was a good moment on Twitter. Twitter's been pretty shitty the last couple years, and every once in a while you get these major seismic news, like breaking news drops or just events that happen in real life that everybody on the timeline is all reacting to in real time. I was buzzing. That was unbelievable. I saw that and I was hacked. Immediately hacked. Immediately hacked. No fucking way. No way did that just happen.
It is it did transcend every sport, where every football guy was making relatable trades, every baseball guy making relatable trades. It did transcend, everything associated with all sports, not just NBA Twitter, which was pretty dope. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm kind of sad. I like Luka in Dallas. I like the fact that he was going to get a super max and stay forever, or in theory stay forever. And I like that they made some good acquisitions last year and got that team, and he put that team on his back to take him to the NBA Finals. And then I don't know. It's just kind of of course he's a fucking Laker, because everyone ends up as a fucking Laker. You know what I mean? That's kind of was my reaction. What was your kind of boots on the ground and whatnot?
People are obviously distraught. Dallas fans, Mavericks fans are not having fun right now. Jon, I'm sorry, dude. Before we get in, I've been waiting for the Grizzlies injury report all day.
Let me guess it. Okay. We got Q tag on JJJ because the face thing last night. We got Q tag on Ja, and we got Q tag on Bane because he had a little something for a half second there. Yeah, we got 3 Q tags, but no rule outs. What do we got for real?
Ja Q.
Yeah.
Bane out. Brandon Clark Q. Vince Williams, our boy, doubtful. Marcus Smart, doubtful. And I guess JJJ God mode. I don't know. Oh, wow. Don't see anything on him.
Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, the Bane one was a little transparent, I thought. I haven't drafted him once yet. But I did get the Giannis stuff wrong. That's for sure. I thought Giannis would play second night of a back-to-back when he played pretty well yesterday, and then getting the OKC game on NBA TV. I was like, ooh, and this looks like a spot that he'd want to play for. But we'll talk about all that stuff as the slate goes.
That was a big one. Just waiting on that because these the main is halfway filled, all that. So obviously, Mavericks fans are deeply upset. They're grieving. You traded the face of the franchise at midnight on a Saturday. Just think about that. From a business obviously, let's keep the return aside, right?
Yeah.
Who cares if the return was good or not? You just traded the face of the franchise,
right,
on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
It was nothing. He was Najee Marshall. Just he's out of here. unbelievable. And we'll get into the return and everything. Just the act of doing that and not even consulting Jason Kidd because you guys have a mind meld.
Right. Yeah.
Unbelievable. They're both fucked. Like they are both fucked.
The press conference was one of the most insane things I'd ever seen. I don't know, man. Like, was he just on way too much of a heater? Was like Nico on way too much of a heater? Like he's nailed like some things in the past, like, but not big things, but he low key.
You think he watches our show, John?
Yeah.
You think he heard us like giving him too much praise for PJ and Gafford? And he's like, right. Watch this. Heat check.
Okay. Yeah. Literally heat check on the whole thing, right? I don't know. I just didn't get it. And then to cite defense as like the reason and whatever, what's the strength of your organization right now? Maybe not at this very moment because Lively's out and gonna miss time, but like, what's the strength of your organization? It's the way Gafford's been playing in the front court. It's your play of your fours in PJ Washington, Najee Marshall. It's Lively's future. Like, you don't need a big in this context. You need handling and shooting, right? And like to give up on a 25-year-old all NBA asset who's, I don't know, the second best player in basketball, second best, third best asset in all of basketball right now. I mean, it just, oh my gosh, crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So I think, the one thing, it's like, it's one thing to trade Luka, right? If that's in your heart of hearts, you want to trade Luka. Okay. You got to shop around. You got to shop around. Right. You can't just like did Pelinka just like sweet talk this man? Like what happened in these discussions over the last 3 weeks that he just like, you don't need to talk to anybody else, baby. You got me right here. Yeah. Like Anthony, like think about how cool Anthony Davis is. Like don't you
think about marketing the brow. Think about marketing the brow.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. And now I one thing that I do think is funny. Like, yes, the return is like egregious, but I love that like everybody is like acting like Anthony Davis is like DeMarcus Cousins post Achilles. Like, oh, you can't Anthony Davis. Like it is kind of funny the way people are treating Anthony Davis in this return. Obviously, you need a better return, but I just think I just had to get that out there. That I think that is funny. Now, and I don't even think that this is like a certainty, but like. If we didn't know that Nico was very confident in himself, we'll put that in a nice way.
Sure, yeah.
You would assume there's something going on behind the scenes that we do not know about. Like there is something going on with Luka that we have no idea.
It's literally the only plausible explanation is that like there's the booze bag explanation, there's the smoke and darts stuff, there's the he's out of shape and he's 270 whatever. Dude, if Luka's on the darts and Luka's crushing a 24 case a day and he's still going like 34 9 and 9, like I still want Luka on my team instead of AT. Like I'll take drunk Luka. I'm just like, man, I don't know what could possibly have been going on behind closed doors that would warrant this. Like even if he was like full, like completely disconnected from the team and we've joked about Luka in the past with like the pouty childhood behavior at times where he like, I'm taking my ball or I'm going home and I'm taking the ball with me, kicking the dirt with his head down as he goes home. But like, man, he's still like probably the best asset in the NBA period other than Wemby, right? Like in terms of building a franchise around.
I think in terms of like trade value.
Yeah.
Yes. Like he's like top 3. And like you said, the AD fit doesn't make sense.
Right.
And if you were to do if you were to replace AD with any hypothetical player, like you could basically replace AD with anybody that you wanted. Mm-hmm. Like it's just it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy to me, man. It's crazy to me.
And to not even pull the other pick from the Lakers is nuts. Like you could even, they're like, nah, we're holding strong. We're not going to give you that other first. And then they're just like, yeah, you're right. Good. Let's agree to it.
It's baffling, man. It's baffling.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Now, I don't think that Dallas is like a bad team now, but like
No.
their odds got worse
Yeah.
as you would expect to win the finals. That is, um, yeah. I am interested to see like is there another like foot to
Domino.
drop here? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a couple. Like I think now you like the Lakers need to look for a 5, right? You know, Time Lord, Joe Val. I saw Josh Engelman tweet out a Miles Turner one. I don't think the Pacers would do that, but I thought it was a pretty sharp trade, like Rui plus Christian Wood for expiring Miles Turner. I think Pacers have like too much of a stance right now where they think they're actual legitimate contenders in the East, and they wouldn't do that one just yet, but he'd be a great fit with that team. So,
Oh, yeah.
Lakers looking for a 5, and then I guess Mavs looking for some handling. Because, like, you have no second unit. Like, this is a lot to put on Kyrie right now.
A lot.
Yeah.
And like, what do you move? Are you just trying to like establish the run like basketball style? Like, what are we doing here? I just am so baffled by this move, and like what handling is. Oh my god, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is
the best
bonkers.
That's a good little segue because the best handling got traded thereafter yesterday too for Fox. Man, those
that was always happening, right?
Yeah, we talked about those Spurs preseason bags, man. That they're looking nice right now. These Spurs bags, man, they just keep on growing like this. Who knows? Yeah, but the Fox, I thought the Spurs just did absolute work on that. Like I thought that was not enough of a haul for the Kings. I think Levine is, he's fine. He's kind of fun, but the money on Levine and the extra year on Levine is more than Fox. I'd rather have Fox on my team. Like, and then I guess the Bulls just basically got their own pick back. I just thought the Spurs
they salary dumped, I think.
Yeah.
And that was weird. I was really surprised that the Spurs did not have to give up more. They kept all their all their players right now, all their young players. They didn't have to trade a single one.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Didn't have to give up any true asset. Yeah. That was
wild. I good for them. Good for them. They can make one more additional move if they want to.
And they didn't even have to give up the good picks, which are the good Atlanta picks that the Spurs have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they still have that kind of stuff. Yeah. Anyways, anything else you want to say? Trade related stuff or?
No, we're a little late to the party. We didn't do an emergency pod or anything on this, but I just had to get these, get these thoughts out there, and it's gonna be fun to see these new look teams. The Lakers with this new look is going to be really, really interesting, and Wemby with Fox on the court, that could be that could be something.
They complement each other like very well because like Fox is a big steal guy, right? Like he's a big like take chances guy. And just having like the help side defense from like one of the longest and maybe best defenders in the NBA is like pretty incredible for like a quick guard who wants to gamble on stuff, right?
Yeah, and he can actually get around defenders too.
Yeah.
So you run that game where like now like so either Fox is gonna eat like crazy or Wemby's gonna eat like crazy because like what do you do around the rim, right? You have to help off Fox because he can actually beat his defender. Like Chris Paul was not beating dudes off the dribble anymore.
No,
Like all he can do is like wedge his way around him and stick his ass into him as they try to get around him. But Fox can now beat defenders. And
offensive end's huge, man.
And you can. And how are you going to help off Wemby?
Yeah.
You just cannot do that.
Yeah, no, that'll be a lot of fun. Like to see how that one goes. Chat's got a lot of good stuff going on here. Yeah, no Drew Eubanks talks.
Yeah, John, he buried the lead.
I buried the lead there. Yeah, it's crazy that the Spurs kept Castle. Like that was like the big thing when everybody was talking about like who would be like the piece that they would have to like put in if it wasn't going to be the premium picks. Yeah. Anyone talking about the Kyrie AD fit and deciding the move to build around Kyrie instead of fucking Luka is Lafo? Yeah, that's so true. So true. I just I just don't get it. Justin's in here giving us the breakdown of best assets in the NBA. Wemby at 1, he still got Joker at 2, and Luka at 3. I think I'd have Luka over Joker just because of the age and contract situation. Like the fact that you could give Luka a supermax and have him for like the 5 plus he's got one more year or something like that. Like that just seems like an absolute smash.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
I guess Joker just being better.
Yeah, that's true. Just being like the greatest player in the history of the NBA, conceivably. Oh man. Wild shit. All right, let's dive into actually we got to dive into the weekend that was there, Nez.
Yeah.
First off, I didn't play the slate yesterday, but our guy Fully Loaded took down his second slate in 4 nights. So big shouts to Fully Loaded there, who took down, what was it? Thursday's slate and took down Sunday's slate. So there's a cool like almost 20 for him there. Big shout out to we did the off and on the clock Dawg Bowl stuff on Friday there, and the Wood shows out. Couldn't happen to a better guy in this industry who has built us the site that everybody uses and all that fun stuff. Mad respect to him. And then Weather 1981, seen him around more so, but for my money, the screen name stands out because of football. I think he had a big football win either this year or last year. But that's just kind of bro science and what I'm trying to like remember off the cuff here, Nez. But yeah, excited for both of them for Dawg Bowl there. And then on Saturday, we got to give a mad respect shout. Vin Deep scoops leaderboard here 1 through 4, truly elite. Dupes himself for first. Just alpha play. Nobody else gets there. He flips the draft board. Bam was going on the right-hand side the whole time. We were all never Bam, never Bam. He goes, it's Bam night, pushes Bam up to 12 instead of ADP 17, and just clicks him over and over again on Joker teams and peppers the leaderboard. Pretty alpha.
Yeah, that was impressive. I had like 30% Nas Reed that night, and he gets hurt. So I didn't love that. But didn't end up as bad as it could have. But yeah, that I think I estimated like 22K for Vin DP here. So not a bad night.
Massive. Yeah, massive night. 22K out of total 90. Is that 90? 80? 90. Wow.
That's huge.
Alpha play. That's how it's done right there. Beautiful stuff. Let's move into today, Nez. Completed drafts and stuff, much to Easy's chagrin. I've been up for a little bit here. I got 40 under my belt, Nez.
Whoa.
I did a couple of Dawg Bowls last night before touching ice, and then did a couple more this morning, and then I figured I may as well pepper in 10 in the main. I did see a question in the chat, where's the crossover and where's the pick and roll today on these Dawg Bowl days? We do not get the side contests because the Dawg Bowl takes care of the side contest. That is the contest, and then we still get a main, which is a lot of fun there. But yeah, I'm going to be on the wrong side of history on the Giannis stuff as of right now, Nez. And my most exposed player right now, care to venture a guess?
Is it concealed carry himself?
It is not concealed carry. I do have a good amount of him in the 6th round there, but I have apparently aped in to the lowest total and a pace down spot on the slate with Franz Wagner in the 4th round tail end. I got 40% Franz right now, so that's kind of where I'm at. How'd you do on the Giannis news? How'd you do on some of the Memphis news? And who are some of your preferred targets at the moment, Nez?
Yeah, I was playing Giannis out for the Dawg Bowl. So
fucking savant. Of course he was, guys. Of course he was.
I mean, hey, I can use a little run good, man. I got 80 Dawg Bowls in before the show, and no Giannis on those teams.
Woo.
30% Jaren Jackson
Okay.
before and after ETR. And because they're all over him right now. And you're going to see Jaren Jackson probably push up damn near 1-2 turn, pretty
Yeah.
close to that after this news. So far so good as far as the calls, but like I am not super confident in the 5th and 6th round. I'm taking,
Yeah.
mixing and matching with guys that I like, but I think that is really wide open. It's going to be a tough one, man, in to parse through for the 5th and 6th round. From my vantage point, I don't think it's very easy to find the answers there. So.
Yep. I fully agree with you, man. That's exactly where I was at as well. There is going to be basically that big ass tier because it's 10 game slate and whatnot. There's that big ass tier of, they are all projecting for 35 through 32. And how do we make the decision which is better than which here? Kind of surprised that there's not really any auxiliary Spurs piece that was going late there, just given the nature of pace up spot versus Memphis with highest total on the slate there. So I was kind of surprised by that one. Not that I was doing it either. It was just one that caught my attention there. I think it's really interesting what to do with the Charlotte pieces that are basically getting passed over. Last night, Mark Williams was kind of like routinely going at 7 or 8. Now you're seeing them fall in rooms. Could we go to the Joval stuff again? Who knows? I mean, played 30 minutes last time out there. Aaron Wiggins had a big night. Could be swap viable for J-Dub there if J-Dub's unable to go with the Q tag. Lots of fun stuff there. Maybe let's talk through just a couple of the Q tags, I guess, or maybe trickle down effects of the Q tags because we're slowly losing Q tags on this slate. But Wemby's the big one at the top here. He's missed, was it 2 games now with the illness tag? No, it was just the 1 game. It was the Miami game, and it was like a late out of nowhere classic oops in the chat.
It was like an hour before tip.
Yeah, out of nowhere with the illness there. But get Memphis tonight here. Any worries that Memphis news dump and no Bane and whatever would potentially affect his availability, or is this just like, he missed 1 game with the illness, we're good to go?
Yeah, no, I don't factor that in to this because like we know how deep the Grizzlies are. This is not a white flag game for the Grizzlies just because Jaws Q and Bane is out. So I'm not worried about that. I think Wemby plays. He's had a day off in between that late out tag. So I'm playing Wemby in right now. And I'm excited for this game, even though we are still waiting on Jaw and missing Bane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Respected there. I'm getting giggles in the chat here. Justin saying that the good team at Unabated here had to cancel the set screen show today because the slate's so crazy to parse through in terms of projection and moving pieces with the conditional stuff. That's wild. Like it is that kind of slate there. Any concern about the Trae Young probable tag? It's that right Achilles that he's been listed with all year. Anything there, Nez?
No, I mean, like, I don't blame you if you are, but like, I'm team just trust the P.
Okay, trust the P. Trust the P. Push a P out here. All right, here we go.
Not the process, the probable tag.
The probable tag. And Edwards here with a Q tag. He was another kind of like later addition scratch illness tag midday versus the worst team in basketball in the Wizards there. And then he took the night off. I don't see anything wrong here. I feel like the conditional already bumped him to 55%. I'm drafting Ant Edwards. Yeah.
Do you want the gal brain?
Okay, I do want the gal brain.
Add Nas to the queue.
Yeah.
And let's just look at something here.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah.
Pull up Nas now. Pull up Nas player card.
Okay.
So Nas is participating in shoot around. It's not in there. He's participating. Anthony Edwards
was
present.
Oh, got it.
Is he picking up a ball and shooting it?
Got it. Yep. This is the classic. Is the beat reporter telling us it all, or is the beat reporter, just needed to switch up his phrasing to keep his job from one to the other? Yeah, yep, nice one. Nice catch there, Nez. So that's got me a little sus right now.
You gotta read the tea leaves on this slate here.
All right. That might be a tea leaves one there. We got a Dame Q tag here. Any concern there after we got the Giannis ruled out early?
I am worried about that.
Okay.
That spread was already massive before Giannis got ruled out. So before that game finished last night, it was -8.
Okay.
Toward the Thunder.
Yep.
This morning it was -12 before we got the Giannis news. Now we're looking at -15.
Wow.
Do you want Dame even if he's playing?
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're going up against the best defensive team in the West, maybe the best team in the West. Probably the best team in the West. Who am I kidding? This could be really bad because they've ruled out Middleton already. They have Bobby Portis on the doubtful tag, which is a good sign because it means they're doing the progression thing because he was ruled out early the last couple slates there. So Bobby Portis kind of making his way back. I mean, we could be looking at AJ Green, Andre Jackson, Prince, Lopez, Ryan Rollins or something like this going up against OKC this evening. Wow. That gets me a little scary about J-Dub, man. Do you think
I'm worried about J-Dub.
Yeah, you think OKC looks at this and they go, "Whoa, maybe we'll just give J-Dub another night."
Why wouldn't they? Right? I think and even still with the blowout run, it makes me worried even still. Yeah, this is tough, man. I really don't think it's crazy to Galbraith in that spot at all.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. This is crazy. Eggerson reporter said he's playing. Is that in reference to Ant or Dame? Please and thank you. Please.
I think he's talking about Ant.
Is he talking about Ant there? Okay. Cool. Ant participated. Okay. There's video of Philandy saying there's video of Ant getting shots up. Okay. All right. So maybe a little more bullish on Ant than Dame at this moment in time there based on some of the stuff we're seeing in the chat. We kind of just talked about the J-Dub situation there. My watch just beeped again. J-Dub ruled out. There you go. So we don't even have to talk about it now. Well, our gal brain was just confirmed. J-Dub is out, according to good people at Unabated there. I want to pull this up on the side here.
Another late Q tag added.
Give me who we got.
Jordan Poole
with the Q tag. So we got J-Dub. Oh, classic illness downgrade midday. That's the death sentence, Nez. That's the 35%er that people want to treat as 50. Okay. So J-Dub's out. Cason Wallace is out. Alex Caruso is out. Wow, it is Aaron Wiggins in the last round again, night. And then Jordan Poole downgraded with the Q tag, questionable for the Wizards this evening. Could open up a little, Kyle Kuzma in the last round there. He had 40
Kyle Kuzma heard Red Mamba and Numi 2 were in the building and put on a fucking show this weekend. He was back. He was fully back.
Oh, I love it. Okay, cool. Anything on Sengun? Sengoat?
Yeah, I am I'm taking him. He goes super late, man. Yeah. Super late. That it's basically a free roll. Mm-hmm. If he plays, I think that this is going to be a pretty decent spot for him in New York. And if he doesn't, I mean, he's a 5th round, sometimes 6th round pick. You're not really giving up a whole lot to try to take Alperen Sengun here, who has not been having awesome fantasy games necessarily lately since, we've seen the emergence of Amen and this team just be getting, more and more healthy, I still like him here. I do worry that he misses. I mean, back-to-back games, miss one game, like, okay, we'll try again next time. You miss 2 games. Now it is a little bit of a question mark, so
yeah.
I'm not confident that he plays, but
they could low-key be quite thin tonight because obviously they lost Fred VanVleet last game, right ankle sprain there. They're still without Jabari Smith. Jock Landale, the backup 5 or backup 5, is doubtful with an illness. So, I mean, this team could be starting Steven Adams again. Jalen Green looks pretty intriguing in the 6th round.
I agree.
Yeah.
And the spread is only 6.5. So I like these Rockets.
All right.
I like them quite a bit.
All right. Okay. You got the Bane out tag there. I guess Hartenstein, now that J-Dub's out, this Hartenstein, Hart, Sengun, like this area is a very interesting conversation to have. Any love for John Morant or Miles Turner, who just got added with a later Q tag there?
Ja, I am interested in Ja. With no Bane, I think that's a pretty nice spot there. And for Miles Turner, I am definitely playing Miles Turner out.
Okay. Yeah, it is not an illness. It is a strain, whatever. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Okay. I guess we could talk about some other 6-rounders while we're here, Nez, but I think it might be better served for game by game first.
Yeah, now that we got there's so many injuries to cover. Now that we got that out of the way,
yeah,
now it might be time.
Okay. Little game by game.
Ready when you are.
All right. Let's do it. Gonna give it a little refresh to the good people at Unabated and then pull it up here. We got 10 games. There's kind of like a viable player, at least one in each of them here this evening, but there are definitely some spots that feel kind of like, okay, turn the page, next. Like, you know what I mean? That's at least how I'm treating it. Yeah. Let's do it. Hawks and Pistons, first game on the slate here, a 235.5. Oh, 235 now. And 4 points by way of the Pistons, who have been playing some decent ball. They kind of faltered a little bit since we did that whole, like, they were 11-2 since Christmas thing. And then they ran into a couple buzzsaws. And then now it hasn't been quite as nice recently, but still been playing some good basketball here. Nothing to parse through on the Pistons side. Just the G Leaguers are out. And then Jaden Ivey, who's been out for a long time now and going to miss almost the remainder of the season, it's assumed. And then the Hawks, man, no Jalen Johnson, who's done for the year there. No Capella this evening. The Trae Young probable tag there. And then a whole bunch of G Leaguers listed as well there. Outside of Trae at ADP and Cade at ADP here, Nez, are there any targets for you in this ballgame?
Let me think about that. I like Duren, man. I'm into Duren. I like the way Duren's playing right now. And against, this small Hawks lineup, like they've been trusting him quite a bit. So I think Duren could eat here.
I think to that point, he had the one nice game there, like 29 minutes. I think it was like 31 fantasy points. And then that was the Beef Stew was suspended game. And then Beef Stew comes back the following night, still plays 19 minutes, and Duren still played 31. So I do think, like, I was a little skittish of like, oh, was this just a one-off because Beef Stew was out and he got up to 30? And then the next night was like, nah, here we go. He gets 30 again.
He had a couple games before that too, where he's been like, been a strong contributor on the Pistons here. Mm-hmm. I mean, this spot is just as good, if not better, than the previous spots where he's been balling. So, yeah, I like Jalen Duren in the 6th.
Cool. Above or below ADP on Cade and Trae?
Above ADP on both.
Okay. Nice, cool, like it. And then Okongwu, draftable in the 6th, or any other names that you want?
Um, he's probably worth like a a click or two. I'm
Right.
not taking Onyeka today, but
Okay.
he's not a terrible pick.
Yep, I'm kind of just in lockstep with you there. I was trying to get Cade and Trey, and were you taking Cade ahead of Sabonis?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where I was
Mm-hmm.
taking him too, at that 5 spot. All right, cool. Goodbye me. Next one up, Wizards and Hornets. Hornets 5-point favorites. That's how bad the fucking Wiz are. That the Hornets, without almost everybody, are still somehow favorites in a basketball game here. Yeah, Hornets are without Melo, as we all know, without Cody Martin, and they got Micic with a Q tag on there as well, and then Brandon Miller, Josh Okogie, all there as well, are all out as well. So for our player pool, it's mainly just Mark Dubb and Miles Bridges, and they go in the 2nd, sometimes in the 3rd, but they're big time fallers in a lot of rooms, despite the spot looking pretty good for them here. And then on the Wizards side, it was basically only Jordan Poole in the 5th or the 6th round. And now it looks like nobody. We talked about kind of liking maybe a scroll to Kuz, maybe a scroll to Joval. Yeah, just thoughts on relevant players for our player pool in this game.
Yeah, Kuzma's very, very live now. Very,
Okay.
very live.
Like
I'll be mixing him in for sure. Maybe swaps, but definitely like adding. Like he was not in my player pool before. He is now for sure.
Okay.
How about the Hornets? Go ahead.
I'll give you a 1v1. DeMar DeRozan or Kyle Kuzma this evening?
I mean, I prefer Kuzma.
Okay. Fantasy points is still at 29 in the Pick'em lobby. Let's get to work. Let's get to work.
Dude, the Hornets side of this thing, man. I just think people are overthinking it. Right? It's
okay.
It's a 2-man show right now with Bridges and Williams, and they're playing the Wizards at home. Like, are these guys not going to smash? Like, if they're not going to smash here, like what was up with the last few games where these guys have smashed? What's the difference? What makes playing the Wizards at home worse than what they've been doing? Playing against the Nuggets and putting up a competitive game against the Nuggets. How is this worse?
Right.
I guess I don't understand it. I don't understand the trepidation.
Nice word. I'll ask you then, whom would you be like, where's your stopgap in the rankings then? Like, do you have Trey over the Hornets guys? Because I do.
I don't have Trey over Mark Williams.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you got Mark Williams closer to ADP. Do you have Cat over Mark Williams?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got Mark Williams like 8 or 9. Where's the stopgap? Do you like Booker, Ant, or Trey more than Miles Bridges?
If Ant plays, I like him more than Miles Bridges. I think Bridges is just as good of a play as Booker and KD tonight.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, we're Blazers respecters. And and Miles Bridges, dude, just like it just gets so much usage when this team looks like this, and he's playing the Wizards. Like, it's hard to say no there.
You can also factor in, like, go one bridge farther. If Micic sits, that's a lot of first unit ball handling gone. Like, who draws into the starting lineup? It's going to be probably KJ Simpson.
I mean, that rookie is out too. He's doubtful. Salon, I think.
Yeah, he wouldn't be like the 1-for-1 handler type, I don't think. Okay. I think they'd still need a point guard on the floor. Like, maybe you shift some handling to like Nick Smith, but like you probably don't start Seth Curry. So maybe it's Isaiah Wong or KJ Simpson. Like, it doesn't really matter because
KJ can play though, by the way. Yeah, KJ's a nice little player. We're not drafting him, but he's definitely one that if you are like like trying to learn some new players, I think KJ Simpson is a lot of fun to watch.
Okay.
But
All right.
but
Maybe
like
not.
still,
Maybe
no, it's still going to be a ton of miles though. You're not wrong.
right.
Like
Yeah.
that is the correct change in usage.
Nez, let's before we go to Rockets Knicks here, Mike, please. I died on that hill in 2023 alongside you in our best ball drafts, my friend. I've been there since the jump with you, my friend. But Nez, before we go to this next game, I'm intrigued by this Kyle Kuzma 29 fantasy points pick'em. What would be a fun one to add to it, and why is it my guy diabetes? No,
It's not.
it's not.
I mean, I have options. Let's pull up the lobby and
Okay.
I'll throw them out there.
I got this Kuzma one right here. I want to make something like I either want to add one super fun pick to it and make it like a 10x, or I want to add like two Dece ones to it and add my 60% boost to it.
Well, I would definitely be looking. Yeah, I mean it's pretty high.
Okay,
but it's nice. I like him today in drafts. I was gonna suggest these Pelicans players, man. I don't understand why like they're afraid to give these guys big numbers on their projections. Like, do we like Trey Murphy's at 21.5 points tonight? He's gonna get that in the first half.
I mean, maybe, but okay.
He's such a good play here. CJ 27.5 PRA with no
like
DeJounte. What are we doing here against the Nuggets? The Nuggets haven't played defense in weeks.
Tell me this pen. This gets us to 9x. Here we go. Boom.
You watered down my pick'em.
I watered down your pickup. I just wanted the 3 plays. There we go. Kuzma fantasy points. Malik Monk higher on the points without Fox. Keon Ellis probably draws into that starting lineup, and then CJ McCollum on the PRA, who is a nice little 6-round click right now that somehow isn't getting drafted every time. All right, back to regular scheduled programming. Rockets and Knicks here. We already got some Knicks news. We got OG ruled out there, which might open up a little bit of Miles McBride and Precious Achiuwa minutes. Probably doesn't matter for us in our 6-man drafts today. But we got Josh Hart with the probable tag, which was an upgrade from the Q tag. And then the Rocket side of the ball, we kind of talked through when we talked about Sengun, but Sengun's the big Q tag there. Third center in Landale is a doubtful tag. And then obviously Jabari Smith Jr. and Fred VanVleet are still out there. So yeah, I mean, Ahmed Thompson kind of has a really palatable price tag given all those potential out tags. He goes in the 3rd round. If you're in a room with Nez, he goes in the 2nd round. That's kind of been the vibe this morning with Ahmed Thompson. Let's talk through the 2 high-end ADPs right now in Cat and Ahmed Thompson.
Yeah, Cat, like we mentioned, might not have Sabonis here, but he is, there's some fear in the market a little bit here on Cat because his last few games have not been great. On Natty TV against the Lakers, just absolutely just crumbled. Just a pathetic performance from Cat there. Didn't love it. And it's been a minute since we've seen, a Cat ceiling game, but Rockets play pretty fast. I'm into this spot for both sides here. And I'm trying to, bet on let's use a market term, John, since everybody's talking about the markets here. Dead cat bounce on Cat.
Wow.
Here.
Wow, look at this
like
guy,
that?
man.
Thank you.
Showing your versatility out here.
Woo.
Look out, so yeah, MSNBC, man. A couple hires coming your way.
So yeah, I think Cat's pretty interesting. I think who's the other player? Awen Thompson. I am very much into him today, as you noted. I'm sort of, making it doesn't line up with the market, right? The Pick'ems have Thompson right now, like 30.5 PRA. Tack on 3 stocks to that, and lo and behold, you've got yourself on 39 fantasy points. But I would not be surprised if he just has one of these awesome games that we have seen him have in the past with no Fred VanVleet, potentially no Şengün. I just think so much is going to be asked of him and Jalen Green both, that like I think these two could just have a hell of a night tonight. Like the fact that the spread's only 6.5, I think is sort of in agreement with that as well.
Right.
That these two could, I mean, if this game's close and Şengün doesn't play, how is it not because like Thompson and Green are not putting on a show?
Yeah. No, I respect that in a big way. Dillon Brooks has been scoring recently, which has really been interesting.
Yeah, he's been scoring all season, strangely.
Yeah. Which is like really affecting like some of the rates on isolated nights of some of these guys. But any thoughts on this? The cat finger bothering him? Like it was visibly bothering him maybe 2 games ago when I was watching the Natty TV game. I didn't notice it as much. But like when they cut to him on the bench and stuff, and you can see him like holding it and that sort of deal. Any merit to that?
I didn't really see that. Okay. Not that like I was like watching as intently as JCam is. So there's a chance.
Okay.
I don't know. All right. But like I'm not factoring it in personally. I'm just like waiting for a good player to be good again.
Yeah, Nick saying he was at the game and he heard it. He's fine. He's not allowed to be hurt. Spoken like a true Knicks fan. There you go. All right, dude. Back end Rocket stuff. We mentioned Green. Any love for anyone else in the last round? If we get no Şengün, are we going back to this Tari Eason shit again? Like everybody's been swapping to it. It hasn't really worked out yet. We know he can explode from a rates perspective at times when given the minutes, but him and Cam Whitmore are still kind of sharing stuff, and Dillon Brooks has played better than we give him credence for. Anything there?
No. He's like Jonathan Isaac territory right now, where he's just like an awesome player and just never gonna get home for us in fantasy. Like he just really needs like it's frustrating, but no Tari.
Redacted.
Yeah.
He's like one of those guys where it's like, hey, this guy's better with his rates and fantasy points per minute when this happens, and if he plays 19 minutes, he can be in a winning lineup, but not on our site. He can't. That's a classic redacted play there. On the Knicks side, there obviously the Josh Hart probable tag right now he was going in the 6th round last night with the Q tag. Sometimes he was going in the 5th round. This morning, is it a guy you want to be overweight on? We saw a 60 fantasy point effort last time out. Big peaks and valleys with these Josh Hart scores, but the mean always seems to be pretty stable in there.
Yeah, I love Josh Hart, man. No OG. I think he's a benefactor of that. Plus, I'm a fan of this game environment. So yeah, I like Josh Hart tonight quite a bit.
Yep. Sorry, I glossed over Brunson there. He's kind of in a tough portion of the draft where you have to choose between, the 2 Magic guys, then Brunson, then, JJJ, but he's probably going to push over them based on the hashtag models right now. How are you feeling on Brunson? Is a guy you want to get overexposed to?
I mean, I think Brunson is, I like where Brunson goes. I like Brunson today. So I'm taking him.
What do you got him? 15, 16, something like that?
Let's see here. I think 16 or 17 right now. Like I'm doing, right now a little trying a little bit of him over the Magic guys for a minute here. Okay. Because I think you can have a big game in this spot here.
Okay, sounds good to me. OG was playing well too. Like he had a couple ceiling outings in there that coincided.
Yeah, he's putting me in my grave, brother.
One last question associated with that. Is there fun 1v1 would be Brunson versus Dame this evening with the Q tag?
I mean, I'm taking Brunson, but
Okay.
if Dame plays, I guess there's a chance that he can, outscore him for sure.
If you
But
took the
that's
Q tag
too
away,
tricky.
if you took the Q tag away right now and you knew that Dame was playing this evening, he'll project like 4 spots higher than Jalen. Will he not?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so. I think Dame would probably project for like 3 or 4 more fantasy points. So
Mhm.
it's a solid. That's a solid, increase when you're already at 40 for Brunson, for example. So
Yeah. This is a fun one to just talk about here. Easy's bringing up semi-related to the cat stuff, but how gross is the 1-2 turn today? Like, there's a clear line in the sand after what was a top 4. Now it's a top 3 with Giannis out of the equation. But there is kind of like a clear line in the sand for people with like the Sabonis, Cade, Cat, and then you can kind of just do Wild Wild West. If you want to be the guy on the right hand side of the board who pairs 2 of those middle round guys together, like, be my guest. Like, if you put like Devin Booker and Mark Williams together, you're infinitely more unique than all the other teams that are going, and the sacrifice in projection will be like 3 or 4 points. So I do kind of echo the sentiments of this here, but it is hard to pass on, for me personally, hard to pass on Sabonis and Cat at the back end.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have like very little Sabonis today. I
Okay.
just am very much at peace with that.
Okay.
So, but I love Cade, and I do think that you should be getting pretty cute at the 1-2 turn today. And I've done some funky stuff there
Okay.
for sure. And I think you should.
Okay.
It's going to be important to have different combos there, especially in Dog Bowl, right, where you got to finish top 2.
Yep.
It helps. It helps a lot.
Yep. Let's talk about Bucks and Thunder here. Thunder as 14.5-point favorites is a 226 now. As we mentioned before, Giannis is out. We got the doubtful tag on Bobby Portis. We got the out tag on Chris Middleton, and then we got Q tags on both Brook Lopez and Dame Lillard. Second night of a back-to-back for them, and this is low-key waving the white flag against arguably the best team in the NBA in the Thunder. Their Thunder side of the ball, we're dealing with no Caruso, no Chet Holmgren, who's been gone for a while now, no Cason Wallace, and no Jalen Williams, aka J Dub. This is a very interesting spot because basically SGA goes at the upper end of drafts and Hartenstein goes in the 5th or 6th round. And that's about it, dude. And then it's Dame mixed in the middle. Should we be drafting differently? Should we be thinking about Aaron Wiggins, Lou Dort, Jalen with a Y in the last round of this one? Should we be thinking about Brook Lopez in the last round without Giannis, without Bobby Portis, without Middleton, that sort of deal? Are there any like fun value pieces for us to be getting to here that the field is not?
I have trouble finding ways to have fun in this one.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think Dort and Wiggins, I would definitely like think about. I would think about it. Like I can't promise that I'm going to have any of them in my
Okay.
in my player pool tonight when I look at my exposures.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, with the bodies gone and the game shaping up to be what it is, I mean, it's not inconceivable that somebody from the Thunder that is not getting drafted has an awesome night. But like,
Right.
It's if you want to do it for the bit, you can. I mean, like these guys
my
still
entire life is a bit.
I know. I am. I know who I'm talking to here.
I mean,
but like, yeah, it's tough, man. It's really tough.
I think this is interesting where Nick's saying, does Dort and Wiggins even play in a blowout? And I would respond with a resounding yes on the Wiggins, not on Dort. Like, Wiggins played 39 minutes and had 61 fantasy points against the Kings in a blowout on the weekend. Like, there's a legit ceiling there, and we've seen that ceiling in the past too on nights where the team's been missing guys and he draws into the starting lineup. Like, I don't think it's that far-fetched on the Wiggins one.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you.
Like,
I mean, I would anticipate him playing blowout run, but like trying
well,
to trying to draft somebody for blowout run is also like I don't know.
right. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily drafting for blowout run because he's probably going to draw into the starting lineup now tonight. I mean, not guaranteed, but he did a couple times in weeks past with no Case and Wallace and with no J-Dub.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting stuff. Okay, I think there's kind of like one other like nah, I'm not even going to say it. It's fine. All right, let's move on. Let's move on from this one. Nez, next game up is going to be probably the second most enticing game on the slate. It might be my favorite game on the slate here. Grizz and Spurs. We're dealing with the Wemby Q tag, who has missed one game due to illness, was a late scratch. There, we're both kind of in the camp that he finds his way back to basketball tonight. And then we've talked about the Grizz kind of ad nauseum thus far with the Bane out tag, Brandon Clark Q tag, John Morant Q tag, Marcus Smart doubtful tag right here, which is a good sign for him. Means he's kind of like pushing his way back into the conversation of the future there. Yeah, outside of Wemby, are there any Spurs that are draftable and anyone you want to get to?
I mean, I think that Vassell potentially draftable,
Okay.
but like I'm not getting to him.
Yep.
But like just the spot makes sense. And even like Chris Paul, we've seen Chris Paul, with the help of some steals, find his way to like 40 points, but like it's thin. It's too thin for me. I think some interesting things about this game are one, Grizzlies still favored despite these players missing, but it's a testament to our Grizz being, so deep in the bench department. And two, we're still waiting on markets for Jaren Jackson Jr. We still have nothing by way of pick'ems or anything on Unabated for Jaren Jackson Jr. right now, which, I think he plays, but like I find it to be extremely, extremely interesting. And it's probably a product of Jaw, but like nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Yeah. A little bit of a Windhurst alarm bells in your mind there kind of situation.
It just like makes me wonder what that's going to look like when that comes out. Cause all we have to go off of right now are, fantasy site models, ETR, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And they love them, as we all love Jaren Jackson Jr. But like, what's this going to look like if, like, let's just say Jaw plays, which I think this current Grizzly spread indicates Jaw plays.
Yep.
What's the old PRA for Jaren Jackson Jr.? 34 and a half?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
35 if he sits.
He's always been this year. He's been overprojected. Like almost every single time that Jaw's been out, he's been overprojected.
Yeah. So, I mean, but he's been awesome though at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting question from Justin here. Where does Jaw go if he's confirmed in now with like the Bane out and that sort of stuff? Like, who do you like more, Jaw or Josh Hart this evening?
I got to be honest, Josh Hart.
Okay, so I mean, he only boasts like around then, like he would boost like 24, 25 ADP, something like that. Malik Monk or Jaw this evening?
Monk or Jaw. I mean, dude, I think I would say like my initial reaction was Monk, but if Jaw's in, Jaw's gonna end up in like the 20s.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But like I'm really stoked. I'm really stoked on Monk without Fox.
Yeah.
And like, he wasn't having a big role, but for whatever it's worth, no Kevin Huerter either. I think Monk's gonna take on a massive role.
Okay, cool. A lot of stuff going on in the chat right now. Mike's telling us a bunch of stuff about The Luka trade. There's a bunch of
Yeah,
news
that
coming
was
out.
yeah.
I haven't seen any of this, so yeah. Here you go, Chad, with some alpha for us. JJJ fantasy point per minute with Ja is actually 131 and without 142. So yeah, checks out. All right. Anything else to say on that one? I guess we could talk about Memphis pieces that you would be in and or out on if Josh sits, or you know, if Wemby sits, would you consider like Bassey in the last round or something like that as a swap option? Because there's no
I
Zach
wouldn't.
Collins. They
I
traded Zach
know.
Collins. I mean,
I know. I wouldn't. I would. There's too many other options. There's too many other
okay.
options. I appreciate you for those people playing along at home, playing John Bingo with the Bassy shout. I mean, I know you had a nice game against the Heat there, but
Mhm.
I'm not doing that.
Okay, and then if Josh sits, any love for like a Luke Kennard or a Santi Aldama or anything like this?
Mm, I do like these bench pieces for the Grizzlies, but would I take those players
Hmm.
over Jalen Duren, over Jalen Green, over DeAndre Ayton, over DeMar? Like, no. We had, like, the Jazz go undrafted. Like, it would be hard for me to push up
Yeah,
those those guys
10 games, way too 10 games, way too thin a player pool kind of deal. We
for
know that
me.
the
Yeah, for
Grizz like
sure.
to spread minutes despite it being the second highest total game on the slate. All right, cool. Let's move on. Kings and T Wolves on this one. 4.5 for the T Wolves at home. 220.5. Sabonis goes in the first round every single time in the 4, 5, or 6 slot there. Obviously, we talked about the big De'Aaron Fox trade off the top there. I imagine Keon Ellis draws into the starting lineup here. We haven't seen it in a little bit, just in terms of like the Fox missing stuff. We talked about him with the hand injury and all that sort of stuff, but I imagine he draws in. Also noteworthy that Kevin Herter was traded away as well, so Levine hasn't come there yet. So they're going to be like slightly more condensed than we've been accustomed to seeing. So that's why Monk was on the cover. That's why some of the Monk ADP rise was taking place last night. But yeah, man, could be pretty condensed. Like they like to play. I mean, we used to say that Mike Brown, everybody used to say that Mike Brown, West Coast Tibbs, blah, 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 before the coaching changed there. But this could be really condensed tonight with like Monk, Ellis, DeRozan, Keegan Murray, Sabonis, and then I don't know, maybe Doug McDermott's going to be like their 8th or 9th guy. Like, it's going to be like, it's going to be very interesting. So, yeah, I was interested to hear that you weren't overly in on Sabonis, but you do like Monk. And is there any love for like Keon Ellis in the last round? Because in the same vein as like certain players just don't have ceilings to break slates, right? But they're like crazy volatile players that do. And that's why we kind of talk about them. Like Aaron Wiggins, like he's shown a ceiling. Keon Ellis, he's shown a ceiling of like 50 plus fantasy points and broken slates. Keaton Wallace, like these are dusty names. Kevin Porter Jr., these are dusty names, but they're like ceiling guys when minutes find their way there. So any love for Keon Ellis in the last round, or are you just sticking with Sabonis and Monk here?
Just Sabonis and Monk, but
Yeah.
Keon Ellis probably going to play a ton of minutes tonight. So
Yeah.
um, it's just like it's not feasible for me to get there tonight
Okay.
on Keon Ellis, but he's going to play a ton for sure. Let me think about this. So Sabonis, yeah, I'm low on Sabonis because like I'm just so much higher on Cade.
Okay.
Like I
Yeah.
just think Cade is just like an immensely better play than Sabonis tonight. So that's like the big part of it. And then also, I mean, like I kind of prefer Towns to Sabonis as well here. So that's why I'm always kind of low on Sabonis anyways.
Okay.
So that's my take there on the Kings.
Gobert matchup isn't the
Timberwolves are
best in the
interesting though.
world. Like Gobert's been playing good ball in recent memory, so like that Gobert matchup is not the best in the world for Sabonis. Yeah, T Wolves obviously no Dante DiVincenzo. And then we got Q tag on Nas Reed. We got Q tag on Ant Edwards. No Julius Randle there still as well. Gobert's been balling out in recent memory. So is Jaden McDaniels showing a little bit of nice ball in recent memory there. Rob Dillingham back in the rotation. Yeah, what do you like here?
Yeah, I like Ant quite a bit with this Q tag discount. I'm not sure how long it'll last, but if we can get confirmed Anthony Edwards in, he is probably my ADP 6 or 7 today.
Ooh.
So,
oh wow, okay,
yeah, against the Kings, man, with no Randall, yeah, you gotta get Anthony Edwards up there. So
okay.
that has me excited. Gobert in the 6th round is a fine click. I'm like, it's hard to trust. It's like, are we going to continue? Because like he's running hot, but like but the circumstances are just as good. Things haven't really changed as far as that goes. So he does seem like a fine pick.
He's getting to shoot the basketball now. I mean, not shoot it, but like, just throw up his little floaters from 4 feet away and get some dunks. He just wasn't getting shots in the past. And now that you get rid of like all these players, Dante and Nas Reed last game, and you get rid of Julius Randle, and all of a sudden, hey, now some high side screen and rolls are actually getting called for Gobert, and he's not just standing in the paint all by himself, right?
Yeah, exactly. Nas, like I like thought about for a minute here. I like him better than Jaden McDaniels, man. I am not. I'm you cannot make me click Jaden McDaniels on a 10-game slate.
He's a poor man's Dyson Daniels.
Jesus, man, just unbelievable what Jaden McDaniels is up to these days. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Good eat up, boy.
We didn't mention DeMar. I didn't mention DeMar DeRozan on the Kings side. He is a 6th round viable play as well today.
Yep, I've clicked him a bunch today. I like him and CJ in the 6th round right now. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, how different is Keon Ellis as a ceiling bet than DeMar DeRozan truly? Maybe Keon Ellis isn't even better.
Come on, man.
We've seen Keon Ellis break a slate this year. Have we seen DeMar?
Yes, DeMar DeRozan had a stretch of like 3 50-point games in a row.
That's not slate breaker. You got to score more than 60 to break a slate, right? Or be undrafted.
Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, shit, yeah.
DeMar DeRozan is an infinitely better play than Keon Ellis, brother.
Of course he is. Next game, Pels and Nuggets, a 241. This was the highest total on the slate. It looks like it's been bested by the hook there in the next game that we're about to talk about. But yeah, Pels going to be without DeJounte Murray for some time. Is it rest of season? Actually, didn't remember.
Yeah, he tore his Achilles.
Yeah, brutal, man. I didn't watch that game and didn't see. I just saw him listed out with the Achilles there. Jordan Hawkins with Q tag in this one. Obviously, still no Herb Jones, and Daniel Theis has a Q tag. We got a nice big green active tab beside Zion. Trey Murphy goes in the 4th and or 5th round almost every time there. Zion goes in the 2nd and or 3rd. Pretty volatile ADPs there. And then, CJ sometimes in the 6th. So let's talk about the Pels side first. I imagine, I don't know. I think it's going to be Jose Alvarado draws into the starting lineup, but they've shown a propensity to, I don't know, do some weird shit in the past. But that was mainly when Zion was out. So they were looking for bigger body 4 stuff with like Javonte and JRE and like that sort of thing. So I imagine Jose Alvarado starts tonight, but just your kind of macro thoughts here.
So it's my guy, Zion. Love him, man. Zion against the Nuggets, dude, has me extremely, extremely excited.
Okay.
This is this should be a lot of fun. No DeJounte too. I think just like it's for getting point Zion, right? Like are we not? Unless it's CJ taking over, like it's gonna be point Zion, man.
Yeah.
Assist rate should be going up, and field goal attempts should be going up. Like I don't really give a damn. I pick and choose when I want to respect PRA here. The Zion PRA is like 34.5. I don't care, man. Give me Zion all day here. I need 30% Zion, or like I can't sleep at night. So
yeah,
this is what I'm going for.
I was taking a good amount of Zion as well there, and it's just one of those things where you just close your eyes and click it because the ceiling's just so fun. Zion's really interesting to watch this year, man. It's like everyone and their dog knows he's going left. He knows he's going left. The whole world knows he's going left, and he still just goes left and cooks everybody. It's fucking awesome.
Dude, you can't stop him.
I love
unbelievable.
Slim Zion and the spin move, baby. It's good, clean fun, dude.
He is, he's so goddamn fun. So a lot of Zion. Trey Murphy is like pick 20 right now. Again, I just don't understand these pick'ems on these Pels guys. The total is super high, 241. The Nuggets have like not been playing defense the last few weeks. We just took away a ton of shot attempts from the Pelicans here, and like Trey Murphy's projection like hardly moved, and CJ McCollum just like stayed completely flat. I am very much into Trey Murphy and CJ McCollum tonight. Very much so.
Okay, cool. Respect it a lot. I feel similarly just in general. What do you have Trey ranked in your I'm more of like a push CJ up guy than a play Trey. I know Trey can do it across like multiple categories and stuff. Just because CJ creates his own shot, I don't think Trey does that as much. Like I think he's more of like a get it up guy, or I don't know. I just see the handling when I watch the games. I just see the handling through CJ as like more desirable, but either can get home, especially with the Trey's got that stock upside too.
Yeah. Trey, I do have Trey behind Jamal Murray.
Okay. So a little bit behind ADP, but in that kind of like 24, 25-ish range.
Yeah, like it's basically player like 22, 21.
Okay.
Like I still love Trey tonight, don't get me wrong.
Sounds good. I think a fun one to juxtapose them to is coming from our next game here, which is the highest total on the slate. We got the Pacers as 7-point favorites over the Jazz here. Jazz look pretty damn near full here.
We did just kind of gloss over the Nuggets, by the way. We didn't really talk about that. Oh,
fuck, my bad. I did. Yeah. I guess outside of there's no that was just a full my bad there.
Jokic 101. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Jokic 101. Everybody move on. Yeah, but they're gonna be without Russell Westbrook, so we're gonna see and Peyton Watson. So Christian Brown had a really nice game last time out when he started in place of Russell Westbrook in the second half, or did he miss a game already and start in the first half? I can't remember over the weekend there.
No, he missed the second half of a game and then missed a game.
Okay. So it's been 2 now, or like 1.5. So we did have the game in which he started and he showed that monster ceiling in like the first quarter where he had like 8 points and like 5 rebounds and an assist in like the first quarter. And it was like, holy shit, is Christian Brown just Russell Westbrook in disguise right now with that stat line? Like that's pretty crazy.
Dude, he can play. He's a really good player.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you like in this one outside of obviously the obvious being Joker at the 101, and then you just alluded to having Jamal in the 20th range? Can we get to Gordon, Porter Jr., or Christian Brown in the last round?
Maybe. It's hard to project. Mm-hmm. I would go with the recency bias and take Christian Brown if I had to choose one of those guys. But I just want a lot of Jamal Murray.
Okay.
And I'm getting not as much Jamal Murray as I would have expected to have, but I am trying to get some Jamal Murray in my life here.
All right, sounds good to me. I like the shove easy. He will not have 0 Michael Porter Jr. I tend to agree with that. I'll mix him in a couple times there. We just know the ceiling of when he starts knocking down shots. All right, cool. Now can we move on to Pacers and Jazz?
I think now it is
All
time.
right. All right. Tyrese is going to be hungover from going to the Royal Rumble all weekend long. His wrestling fandom got the best
how's
of
his
him.
back?
Yeah, how's his back sitting in those chairs for 4 hours at the Royal Rumble? Who knows, man? His back's acting up, and now he's on the road at altitude. Couldn't be me. The obvious stuff here is Miles Turner with the Q tag there. They got obviously without all the center depth, which they've been without basically all year, and then they list all the G Leaguers as questionable and or out, as they're prone to do there on the Pacers side. Nothing overly interesting. And then the Jazz obviously had the pending trade situation with Mo Bamba and Drew Eubanks and all that sort of stuff. So they're going to be lacking a little bit of depth in that regard. But they got Colin Sexton listed available here. So all of their kind of like quote unquote big, their big boys are all available in Collier, Sexton, Larry Markkinen, Collins, and Kessler and George, etc. So yeah, what are you doing with the Hallie ADP and the Pascal ADPs who get drafted every single draft in the 4th round there, basically?
Yeah, I don't love the. I mean, it's a good spot, but yeah, man, I just hate clicking Tyrese Halliburton. I hate clicking his name. I can't stand it. What's Tyrese Halliburton going to be like an elevation in Utah on these Utah beds? How's he feeling? But it's hard to like it's Tyrese Halliburton against the Jazz, so I don't want to get caught being stubborn on that. So I think at ADP is fine.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Siakam, I think, is totally fine at ADP. But one thing that does worry me a little bit, just slightly, about the Siakam stuff is like a lot of the depth in Indiana is there. Like Matherin's there, Naismith is there. Like, isn't that like those guys are all healthy, right? Like, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Like, so
Yep.
that does sort of give me pause on the Siakam ceiling, just slightly.
Okay. Yeah, I respect that. Dog. All right, I got this. I agree with you there, man. Like I wasn't jumping up and down to get over on Siakam just because I saw the Miles Turner Q tag. You know what I mean? Like it's just yeah. This dog's gonna like unplug this computer or something, and the screen is gonna come crashing down. He's going bananas because it's snowing. It's snowing for the first time this year right now, and it's
congratulations.
I'm like, dude, it's like this much, and this guy loves the fucking snow, and he's going bananas at the window over here and just like knocking it and stuff. Like, I'm just like, dude, chill. Like, we'll go.
Dude's
out
a knucklehead.
He is a knucklehead. Oh shoot. All right, Jazz side of the ball here. Basically, nobody's getting drafted. Is there any love? Yeah, is there any love for parsing through Larry Markkinen's minutes? Seem to be the safest of the bunch. Is there anyone you want to get to? Because this is a high total game. It's the highest total game on the slate, and the Jazz are just not getting touched. And, as much as we joke that the rotations are really hard to parse through, and we don't know what the playing time is going to look like. If this game stays like within the spread or, slightly closer than that, I mean, someone on the Jazz is going to be viable in the last round, man. And especially if Miles Turner can't go this evening.
Man, I feel like this is probably like the biggest leak in everybody's game right now is like nobody drafting Jazz.
Okay.
Nobody.
I like it.
It's so weird. It's so weird. Like we're all scared, because like we don't know like where the minutes are going on the Utah Jazz. Well, when they're healthy, they go to their good players.
Right. Yeah.
John Collins is going to play 30 minutes tonight, and nobody wants him.
Yeah.
Like he's my favorite here. Like healthy John Collins here. I'm really stoked about John Collins. You mentioned Larry Markkinen. I think Laurie was definitely like a fine pick as well. It seems like it's going to be Laurie, Sexton, and Collins here. And then, Walker Kessler, who everybody was drafting for like 12 straight slates. 12 straight slates, Walker Kessler was found in the 4th round. And now like he's no one's drafting Walker Kessler here.
Right.
Like,
yeah. And they're gonna be thinner at the 5 as well because
no Eubanks.
They get no Eubanks behind. Yeah.
So like it's a 7-point spread.
Mm-hmm.
241 total, and nobody wants the Jazz.
Yeah.
And they're at home. They're in Utah.
Yeah. And then everybody just treats it like this. Like they all just get 27 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just how everybody feels about it. There could easily be someone from this group who pops off. You said Collins is your favorite?
Yeah. I like Collins here quite a bit.
Yeah, J Cam said he's taking Collins in the 6th every time. There, Easy's throwing some love for the Kessler ADP.
Yeah, Kessler. I mean, like I said, Kessler used to be drafted 100% of the time for like weeks. Funny enough, he is one of the shout out the Wood Scott's tool.
Yeah,
Walker Kessler is the 2nd least profitable player on the site.
Let me guess who the least profitable is.
Okay. It's kind of tough. I don't know that it's not like intuitive.
Okay, give me a clue then. I was going to say Donovan Mitchell because he gets drafted every single time and he's only had like 3 or 4 ceiling games.
People have adjusted to his ADP.
Okay.
This is a player that goes really early but never lines up at the 101. And he is Edwards. That's one of them. Number 3.
Okay. James Harden.
No. It's tough. James, you're close with the James.
Close with the James.
Mm-hmm.
Now all I can think about is Jimmy.
Come on, you can connect. Not Jimmy.
Connect. Am I stupid?
No, you're not stupid. It's LeBron James.
Oh, wow. That is kind of shocking.
Number 1.
That is
number 1
shocking.
Least profitable player is LeBron James.
Wow. Very interesting. Huh. Because he never falls back. He's got the P tag sometimes. Huh. That might change with AD out of town. No, maybe not. Luka. Shit. Never mind.
Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. He's just for whatever reason.
He's peak mean projection, bro. Like highest floor in the draft lobbies, but like the ceiling is like really narrow. Like the bands, right? Interesting. All right, cool. Good alpha from Nez there. Let's move on to the Suns. Actually, another good guess until the James clue would have been Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant seems like a dude that other than that
until he put
Friday
up 60.
slate,
yeah,
until he put up the 60 on the Friday slate, he just seems like a dude who's always overdrafted relative to his output.
Yeah, I'm lower than the field on that.
Okay. This fucking dog's going psycho. I might have to do these last 2 games and then let you draft. Suns and Blazers here, 229, 5-point favorites for the Suns here. Nothing crazy on injury report for the Suns side here. Jalen Bridges and Ty Washington. So just G Leaguers there. So the only guys getting drafted right now are Booker and Durant, and probably for good reason. We've been respecters of the Blazers in general. And then the Blazers side, some Q tags here. Time Lord, who, hey, that'd be a good fit with the Lakers now. Time Lord with the Q tag, and then the G Leaguers, Jabari Walker, Duop Reith, that sort of deal, have Q tags as well. So both these teams pretty full, not a great total, and not a good pace spot either. Both these last 2 games, bad pace spots. How you treating it? Do we want to get to Devin Booker? Do we want to get to Kevin Durant? Can you scroll for anything else on the Sun side?
KD and Booker are both great picks. I don't know who's going to go off, but I'm typically, my process has been Booker over KD pretty much just like no matter what, but you can mix and match. We saw KD like find his way into 6 stocks the other night. So maybe it's KD night. Who's to say? Okay. Fully healthy Blazers make for difficult rotations for sure. But but like, so the backcourt for the Blazers, I have trouble like deciphering. Like I've been, drafting Denny quite a bit lately. It's hard to get to Denny today, with like Simons there and, and everybody else healthy, Grant playing, all
the
that.
Denny Grant splits are noticeable.
For sure.
Yeah.
But the last time these two played, the Blazers blew them out. Just ran them off the fucking court. So we had blowout run. We didn't get to see, let's see DeAndre Ayton here in a closer game against the Suns.
Revenge game.
Dude, he had 38 points against them, 38 fantasy points against them last time out. Not a bad game. Not going to win you anything, but not a bad game. Bigs against the Suns has been a thing lately.
Okay.
I love DeAndre Ayton in the 6th round here.
I mean, you want to know why bigs against the Suns is a thing? Because look at who their fucking fives are. Nick Richards and Mason Plumlee. And who are those fives? Those are the fives from the Hornets 2 years ago.
They literally just isn't that so funny?
And we would target the shit out of bigs against the Hornets 2 years ago. So it adds up in a big way.
And I would bet Time Lord sits tonight too. Just like, the dude's missed consecutive games. He's like one of the most injured players in the NBA right now. I would bet he sits, and maybe they try to get him 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, you sit him tonight and you try and get him traded at the deadline here. Okay, cool. Yeah, low total. I mean, I'm definitely worried. Like M-Wald's asking, like these last 2 games, lowest totals on the slate and slowest paces on the slate, and their rotations look decently full. It's like the worst combination for fantasy goodness, but we talk about it because there's some really good players in the game, right? So like they're not spots that are jumping up and down for us to get to here. And it's why, we're going to go to the next game here. It's why Ayton's in the 6th round and Steph Curry's in the 6th round and stuff like that they're good basketball players in like half decent spots, but the games don't warrant them popping off the page. But those are the uncomfortable clicks you got to get to win the tournaments sometime, Nez. Last one here, Magic 209.5, a classic Magic total here. And then the Warriors 3-point favorites. Warriors slowly getting healthier. We got Draymond listed as a probable tag. We got Pods back last week. We saw some good games from Andrew Wiggins last week. And then Jonathan Kuminga is still out there. And then on the Magic side, it's Jalen Suggs is the main piece here, and he is listed as doubtful. He had a Q tag, and now it's been moved down to doubtful. Just get that guy healthy. But both these teams pretty full, dude. So any love for Steph Curry in the last round? Any love for 3rd and 4th round Magic pieces in Paolo and Franz?
Yeah, Paolo and Franz seem pretty damn good to me, even though what we've got for this game is not pretty at all. But these two project really well. And Paolo's been playing really poorly. But if I don't think that because he's been playing bad, it means that he's going to change up his play style at all. And his play style is a very high ceiling play style. So if Paolo hits, you're going to see Paolo hit in a major way. But maybe, but like that said, that could change, right? The play style could change. I don't see it changing. I think Paulo's still going to get his as far as shot attempts goes, and hopefully they start falling here. Doesn't seem like a great spot for them to bet on, but like there's not a lot of quote unquote great spots for the Magic anyways. All these Magic games are low totals, and they center around Franz and Paolo, and I think they're both worth mixing and matching today. Those two.
Yeah, they're very similar bets in terms of whichever one has the shot falling that given evening and they slightly defer to will be the higher scoring. Like you can kind of pencil the two of them in for like 80 fantasy points. I have no idea how it's going to be distributed. It's probably going to be 50 and 30 on a given night to like each way, but a projection model will tell you it's going to be 41 and 38 or 40, you know what I mean? And they're going to parse it up like that. But on any given night, what we end up seeing is 40 or 50 and 30, 50 and 30, 50 and a bit and 30. And it's just kind of them flipping back on whose shot's going down because they both have like, pretty steady, like 5-6 rebounds, 4-5 assists, like that sort of deal. And then they're not huge stock guys, but they're probably each good for like 1 or 2 a game kind of deal. So it's a very interesting, like they both have like this good base profile, and then it's just who's gonna score that night.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you really summarized them as fantasy players perfectly.
Thank you.
I mean, for 80 a night, and you can only distribute so many ways.
Right. Which brings up a very interesting question here from Easy: do you allow yourself to pair them together, because the ADP lines up pretty good at that 3-4?
So I think hand builders wouldn't dare.
Yeah.
So
I try not to.
Yeah. I mean, I would also, be thinking about avoiding it, but I think you can, right? I don't think you should never, but most people are not going to do that.
Okay. And then just to dunk all over us, Jump Free says, I just saw Awin do it. So Awin's going to win tonight with a double magic team from the lowest total and slowest game on the slate. That is how it happens.
That's the Awin way.
Yeah. T Diddy, this is a fun one here, saying he just got a Joker, Booker, Hallie. Paulo comes back to him. Jamal Murray and a Jalen Green winning lineup for the Dawg Bowl. Ooh, okay. All right.
GG's.
There you go. What I do. That's good. Nez, let's go back to the platform of the people here, the Black and Yellow Dog app, and just take a look at some scrolly F downs as I hop in a draft here for everyone. We're going to do some Dawg Bowl action. Looks like Numi got his sniper rifle out, and we only got 29 entries into the Dawg Bowl, apparently. So I must have had a good one. I must have had one.
He's been active. Been seeing a lot of DMs of people losing their GMs.
Ooh, you hate to see it. Let's see here.
Cold world.
Yeah, your boy lost. Oh, Sniper Numi got 2. Got to check the emails there. Yeah, that's the poker training right there. Putting players with ranges. There you go. T-Bear's got me going here.
T-Bear knows.
He knows. All right, we got the Goat Hop Grower in here. We got Respooked, aka Riley Taylor, in here, and then we got 3 non-Badgers. Say what up if you're hanging out in the chat.
Let's go. Wow, this could be a funny room. You gotta pay attention here. This could be a very crazy room here. Give me 1 quick second for a break.
Yep. Let's do this. This dog is just lying here with his paws flipped over the edge of the couch, just staring at me, then looking over his shoulder at the snow, then staring back at me. Mr. Good Boy is ready to go. Chad giving us the magical sheet. Paulo and Franz, negative 0.42 correlation. That is not very good. Good context. Good numeral context to the situation. Thank you for that, Chad. Interested to see what goes down here. It's the standard top 3 there. My guy Nez wants me to take Cade instead of Sabonis here. He likes Cade over Sabonis versus Atlanta this evening. We will do it for Nez so that he can feel proud when he comes back. Timmy saying it feels like a Joker or bust slate. I mean, on the surface, in NBA, this is, I think, why the 6-person drafts are more coveted from the recreational side of the field, is the fact that, there's always going to be a play at the 101 that projects like 4 or 5 points better. So, that is the nature of NBA on a given night. But that might change. SGA, 14.5 point favorites here. SGA could easily find a way to breaking this slate this evening.
Hey, you took Cade. Nice.
Nice. I literally did a whole preamble on why I took it just for you, and you'll come back and feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Oh man, that was sweet of you.
Oh man, I was just saying that Mr. Good Boy is big mad looking at me right now about this snow situation.
Dude's buzzing.
He wants to rip. Oh shoot. Um all right, Ant getting pushed up to the other side of the board. That's a fun little combinatorial thing, and where you suggested you would take him. Nez, let's start fucking around out here. What should we do here? Should we do a game stack with Trey?
Yeah, do a game stack with Trey.
All right, let's do that. Let's have some fun out here.
Cade is a little more consistent. Cade puts you on a pretty wild ride most of his games, where it's like fourth quarter Cade, I feel like, is a very real thing. Mm-hmm. Trey, man, at least you got Trey, a 60 ball from Trey, like on a side game when we couldn't draft him.
Yeah, makes us feel alive again.
If we got that on a main slate, Trey would probably be going in the first round.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If people drafted it.
Yeah, that's true. Guys, we got like 280 of us hanging out here. We got exactly like 140 on one side and 140 on the other side. If you're on the X side, roll on over to the YouTube side there. Consider becoming a member. $5 a month gets you access to at least a couple extra streams a week. Minimum 2 has kind of been our vibe in recent memory. Nez did a no strip Nez on Friday night of the baseball variety. Actually, Des, I didn't even tell you this. I was stuck in traffic coming home from Shane Gillis on Friday night, and my wife fell asleep in the Uber, and this guy took me on a fucking joyride of surge charges for no reason, because I was just watching your stream and drafting dingers and didn't even realize where this fucking guy was going. And I was like, dude, why are you going this way? Like, this doesn't make sense. Like,
God damn, my bad.
I was enthralled with the content. KD, Tyrese, or Amen Thompson?
I would probably say KD, if we're doing chalk.
I'm good with it. I mean, we flipped the board a little bit there with the Trey pick and getting KD to come back to 16. A little rare there, as you see Josh Hart get pushed up in this one and Franz Wagner get pushed up in that one, giving us some combinatorial leverage here.
Nice.
Yes, Metal Vault, thank you so much. Hit the like button, please, and thank you. Yes, it helps with the algo. We love doing this show. We like doing it, as the title alludes to there, of a daily variety, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, sometimes 2:30, to accommodate the great Pete Overzed on Friday shows there. But yeah, we will be doing a bunch of stuff this week. It's also Super Bowl weekend. I mean, it's kind of weird on our platform that, like, Super Bowl week is just kind of like, the big game. We'll get there when we get there kind of deal. It'll be fun to talk through on Friday with Pete, and we'll do a bunch of pick'ems for it. We'll probably do some 3-man drafts. That'll be really fun. But man, Super Bowl week, like, just when you were like a regular fan back in the day, used to feel like a big thing. It was like, oh, it's media day and we're going to get some sweet interviews. And now, like, that we do this and we do so many different sports, I'm just like, I don't really give a fuck. Like, we'll get to the game when we get there.
Bro, I was talking to my mom. It's my mom's birthday today.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You doing your show today? I'm like, yeah, thank you. Yeah. She's like, I'm going to talk about the Super Bowl. I'm like, not really.
No, not at all.
No, probably not for the entire week, actually.
It's so true. Here comes the big decision point on the slate. I would throw my hat in the ring for Dame and taking a swing at that ceiling potential here.
Yeah, pick 'em lobby for Dame. Let's key him up. What do you think his fantasy point projection is in the pick 'em lobby?
41.8.
More.
Wow.
More.
Dude, a 41 in the fourth round by way of pick 'em. That's crazy. What is it?
More than that. 47. 47.
Oh my God. If Dame didn't have the Q tag right now and you just pulled up like a drag and drop Excel from the sushi or from the good people at Unabated, he would probably be player 9, player 8. He'd be player 8.
Top 10. Top 10.
Okay, take the Q tags away from Ant and Dame. Who projects better in the Nez model for tonight?
Oh man. I want to say ants because like I give so much credence to the blowouts.
Okay. All right.
And
Yeah,
you know what else too? You know what's funny? I've seen this kind of happen. I think if Dame is active, you're gonna see that projection go down too.
What do you mean?
It's weird. If Dame is active, the fantasy point projection will like decrease.
Oh, weird.
I'm
You're trying to tempt people with it in the lobby right now?
it's just it's things that I've noticed.
Interesting. So like they get people all frothy on the news, put it up high, and then they take it down. Interesting. I think we just take Trey here when he falls. You were kind of a proponent of Trey.
Yeah. Trey's falling like crazy right now.
Yeah, the hashtag models are not as in on the Trey Murphy stuff as you or I as of yet. Also got a little bit of a funky room here where this guy did, nothing egregious, but he's just mixing and matching different players with Franz, Hart, Gobert, Chris Paul. So he's like kind of playing like the Wemby sits narrative and pushing Hart up with the probable tag and stuff.
You see next comment?
This guy's flipping the board.
Why doesn't Nick even watch the show? He knows exactly what we're gonna say. He can watch the show on mute.
Chris Paul guy's in like 10 of his lobbies right now.
I mean, that's not getting canceled. No. Obviously, like he's towing the line, but like you need to do way more than that.
There's your Walker Kessler. There's your CJ McCollum.
Okay, Hop.
We could do the John Morant here. I really like it. We could do Jalen Green if you want to be a little bit safer and you like the ceiling of that more. I'm not really big on Hartenstein this evening. DeRozan, what do you like?
Let's do Morant. Let's do your boy.
You like Ja over Jalen Green and DeRozan this evening?
I think Ja active will project better than those guys tonight. I think so.
Okay.
But I do like Jalen Green a good deal tonight.
Okay, cool. This guy loves CP. He's taking him at the 1-2 turn there. Very interesting. Very interesting. I mean, CP3, all the handling rule tonight, obviously. Wemby doesn't go, he's going to cook. He's got to get shots up then. You play Wemby out, and the projection for CP3, 24-11? Like the easy game.
Easy game.
Hart triple-double night. That's always a safe one to explore in the pick'em lobbies there. Safe, as in terms of like it's always live. 101 Hallie in this room. Interesting stuff. Contest is going crazy. Main contest is going to fill in like 15 minutes. So if you want to get your main entries in, make sure you get in there. Aneka Okongwu as a 6th round pick. Not bad. Not one of my favorites, especially when we had Trey on that team. But yeah, Nets, let's rip one last one here. Hope that guy's not in our lobby again there. And then maybe one last pick 'em to close it out. You're muted up, my friend.
Sorry, I was breathing. We've got some pick'ems to go through for sure, man.
Okay.
Like
I don't know if you've been seeing my pick'ems recently, Nez. I only play the dustiest of dust players in pick'ems that Unabated gives me love for. My pick'ems are electric. Like you guys are all out here playing like the good players and like the high profile players and stuff like this. I'm looking at fucking Dominic Barlow and stuff like this. Like we got killed by the hook the other night on the Dominic Barlow 13 PRA in 13 minutes. I thought that was
a monster.
Smash lower when he was starting, but yeah.
So like I like Hallie's stuff in the pick'em lobby, I think.
Ooh, all right. Did you see the Royal Rumble this weekend?
He was there.
Hallie did.
In person.
It was pretty good. I watched after Saturday night. I played puck, came home, watched. I just fast forward through it on Netflix or whatever. I thought it was pretty cool.
Who are you taking here? Shaq?
SGA.
So
I like SGA tonight.
Did you know before that pay-per-view Did you know who I Show Speed was?
No, I still don't know who he is. I still didn't understand who that guy was. He was wearing like Crocs or something, and he ran out, and I was like, I don't even know who the fuck this guy is. What's cool about this guy? I didn't see any redeeming qualities.
I love that now you know who he is, though. I love you becoming aware of these like young streamers.
Yeah, so he's a YouTube guy, or is he? What is he? Twitter guy or
Twitch? One of the most popular streamers on Twitch. Huge, huge Cristiano Ronaldo fan. Like hilariously huge. And he started off as a young kid doing a bunch of dumb shit, like lighting off Roman candles in his bedroom on stream and stuff. He's a little more mature now, but he's garnered quite the audience.
Who do you like here, Nez?
I like the good guy.
The good guy it is. We'll take Zion.
This guy respects women so much that he just that's his problem. He loves women too much. He loves too many different women. That's how much he loves women.
He's been sliding the DMs for every woman.
look at this connoisseur of I Show Speed. That was fake. He didn't actually light off a firework in his room. That was fake.
Hallie and Bridges there. Ahmed Thompson, Kevin Durant, or we could start flipping the board here. Push up JJJ or
push
Dame.
up JJJ. Come on.
All right, let's have a little fun here. Start flipping the board for the kids.
So yeah, he's really I Show Speed's pretty fast. Like he's actually like a fast guy. He's always like trying to race people. He tried to race one of the Olympians from the U.S. Track team.
Oh, okay. So he's actually like athletic. Like he's like a bit of an athlete.
He is for sure. He does like back stuff. Did you saw the spear he took, right?
Yeah. Like he got killed. He got cut in half.
He took that shit like a champ.
Yeah. Nick saying what everybody else is thinking here.
And how does that
go Wemby at 2?
How does that not feel like to play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of fine with SGA and blowouts. We've seen him play 3 quarters and still put up 60 fantasy points this year. But yeah, I
You're
get
not
the
wrong.
narrative.
Yeah, anytime I face, he definitely puts up like 30 points in the first quarter. But man, that spot feels better.
Juan's asking us how much you need to get paid to get speared by Braun Breaker. I'd fucking do it for free. I'd do it for free.
Whoa.
I would do it. I would do it for the Showtime highlights.
Holy glaze. You would do it for free.
I would do it 100% for free just to have that moment recorded forever. You said you liked Malik Monk. I could also be talked into Josh Hart.
So Josh Hart.
Let's do Josh Hart. Triple-double watch already. The triple-double watch has already started.
When does Josh Hart start getting the Jokic treatment in the pick'em lobbies?
Yeah,
sub 1x for his triple-double.
Nice. Nez, can you do me a favor? I'm gonna have to. This dog's been scratching like crazy and like whatever. Can you bring up your screen and you'll run the pick'ems and drop them in the chat here at the tail end after this draft for me? Thank you. Is this a fair price for Sengun, or should we start getting wild with it, dude?
Let's get wild with it.
All right, let's take CJ.
Okay.
Let's put CJ with Zion, play that game environment a little bit, and we're gonna have a double scroll on this team. I'm fine with CJ as a scroll here. Yeah,
double scroll it is.
I'd do it for free just to feel the weight of that man crush me.
That's why John plays hockey so much.
Oh man, yeah, I shouldn't have played. I played on Saturday after taking like 4 nights off after my knee, and it just was throbbing like crazy. And now I'm like, last night I was like, I ain't playing. I got something wrong here. I gotta get it taken care of.
Yeah, dude, that did not sound good.
No, it was not good. We passing on Hartenstein. I'm just a kind of a never Hartenstein guy. I just don't really ever see the ceiling. We've talked about mean projection, how he's like such a beautiful fantasy producer for like 35, through 45 fantasy points, but like I just don't see a 50 or a 60 in his bag. And if we're only playing for 2 spots, I need someone with 60 in my bag or in their bag. Damn, Nez, I wanted to do I want to do Jalen Green on this one. I'd be happy to do Walker Kessler. I'd be happy to do DeRozan. I'd be happy to do Kuzma. We talked about Kuzma.
Kuz.
Let's do Kuz. There we go. Double scroll, and we're not even scrolling to dusty guys like Aaron Wiggins or anything. Yeah, this is a fair point. Who the hell's going to guard Hartenstein tonight? It's a fair point, especially if Brook Lopez hasn't played.
Can he get the floater over Splash Mountain?
Yeah, I don't know, but
Hartenstein's an interesting play, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can see the ceiling. I can see the ceiling tonight, but
okay.
I don't have a ton of them either. Like don't get me wrong, but like to say that I would just say that I can see the ceiling, but I'm not drafting it. So
okay. Yeah, Buck's gonna be chucking bricks all night. He's just ripping rebounds down.
Yeah, dude. He's gonna have like 20 rebounds.
ETR has him at 37. Yeah, that's exactly where they should have him every single time. Like that's like the perfect number for Hartenstein every single time. We have to remind everybody that the Bucks are the least blocked team in all of basketball. That being said, Giannis is a big contributing factor to that. And Giannis isn't going to play basketball this season.
The guy that puts up 30 field goal attempts a game that contributes to that is out. So run with that. Run with that.
Yeah, he might dominate both sides of the glass. From Justin.
I feel like every Hartenstein ceiling game needs offensive glass domination, right? Because like he's not kicking it out; he's putting it right back up.
Yeah. All right, Ned. Sorry to do this to you. I know it's only a difference of like 10 minutes or whatever, but you're at the helm, my friend. Best of luck to everybody this evening. Dawg Bowl. We'll be back tomorrow, or I'll be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow maybe paywall.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, a Dawg Bowl slate, I believe. I think that's how.
Wednesday's Dawg Bowl.
Yeah. So I think maybe we'll do paywall tomorrow. Although I am open. I love doing Dawg Bowl for everyone, and I love doing whatever. But if our members they want the only like the alpha for Dawg Bowl specifically to be behind a paywall, I'll listen to you guys. So if you want to flip-flop tomorrow and Wednesday, I'll hear you out on it. But I think as of right now, tomorrow will be paywall. It's a shorter slate. We'll do NBA and maybe a dinger, or maybe I'll just do a dinger because I'm obsessed right now. Then we'll do Wednesday. We will do the Dawg Bowl in general. And then on Friday, we'll do our big Super Bowl preview. So we'll have a show on Thursday as well. But TBD on paywall or not. Okay. Sorry.
Cool. All good.
Yeah. Actually, maybe Thursday. When big board? Maybe Thursday. We could do.
Yeah, we haven't done a big board yet. Yeah.
Yeah, we could fuck around, find out in the big board streets too. All right. Yeah, no free narratives. I love it. All right. Peace out, guys. Best of luck tonight. Nez carry us home in the pick'em lobbies.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Not gonna lie. I've been looking for this news that you guys have been talking about John Morant can't lift his hand above his shoulder. Can't find it. Where is that quote at? If you guys can link me to that quote, I will respect it. But I need sources. I don't think you guys would ever lie to me. But if you're going to come out here and tell me John Morant incapable of lifting his hand above his shoulder, I would like to see it. Okay. Pick'ems. Let's do some pick'ems. I mentioned Tyrese Halliburton. I think Tyrese Halliburton is a decent pick'em play today because I like his double-double against the Jazz. It's a multiplier, 1.2x. It was on the broadcast during the Bucks game. Okay. Interesting. Well, maybe he can lift it today. Who knows? All right. This is what I like here. I like Tyrese Halliburton, double. Do you guys like anything? Let me know in the chat. Keep me posted. If not, I'm just going to keep cooking here. Let's collapse all, go game by game, and let's take a look. Do we have anything for Jaren Jackson Jr. yet? No, not yet. John Morant, 34.5 PRA. Spicy. That is spicy if he does play. But you guys and the fact nobody else is listed there makes me think we are not going to get any John Morant. Amen Thompson, I am a fan of tonight. 30.5 PRA now. I like his double-double. Soon another double-double here. I think, honestly, he might be able to get there in assists. That would be clearly crazy. But rebounds, he's a rebounding machine. I like Amen Thompson double-double. Zion. Risa Shea. What was that? That's not how French people talk. Russ what? Russ who? Zion double-double. Let's just compare. Let's compare. Because I think you just want to boost Zion PRA. Like I think Zion's doing fucking everything tonight, brother. I just think he's doing everything. So I would do just like a humble 1.44x. That gets us 3 for 12. 3 for 12 feels good. Does it not? I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to give you guys, I know there's a bit of a delay. I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to tell me if you disagree with this. Zion double-double, just for comparison, we got a 144 multiplier here, is 2.63x for a Zion double-double. They're not even going to give us triple-double, right? They wouldn't dare. Yeah, they wouldn't fucking dare. Let's run this once. Not flexing. I put $25 on this, guys. Don't let that be an indicator of my confidence of this being an L word or not. This is just what I'm doing. This is what I'm comfortable playing. You should play what you're comfortable playing. Pick'ems are fun. Pick'ems are fun. Play whatever it takes for them to be fun for you and not a source of frustration. Denver gives some dimes from Sist. Even Mark Williams had 3 in his last game. And I'm going to hit the reuse players button. And then we'll do Amen Thompson, PRA instead. Let's just get Tyrese Halliburton out of here. We played him once. It's good enough for me. Double-double for Zion here. This is a 7.89x. Book with KD in drafts. It feels like the Paolo and Franz play, except more expensive for like 10 more cumulative fantasy points, but I like their spot. Their spot feels fine. All right, Zion double-double. We're running back Amen Thompson here. And then my final trick, I think, what will it be? I was pretty passionate about John Collins. Jose Points is a free square. Jose Points is a free square. Dude had a nice game against Boston. All right, let's free square it. Free square. You heard it here first from the chat, not from me. Miles Bridges rebounds is very popular. Wemby blocks. I kind of like the Kuzma slide. Let's do PRA slide 34.5. 46x. Oh boy, we are cooking. Wemby blocks. What do they put Wemby blocks at? How can that ever be appropriately played? I'm going to guess this is 2.5 with a negative multiplier. Or would it be 3.5 with a positive? 3.5, 1.16x. Final answer. Oh, it's straight up. Straight up. Do they even show? I need to check the box score. 6.315. 6.315. Collins points and rebounds, free. It's free. They're giving it away. They're giving it away. I like John Collins. E. Coxer, the Coxman himself, loves John Collins. It's kind of hilarious that it's like one thing less. When's the last time John Collins had an assist? He just doesn't. He's not giving up the rock. Ooh, let's do $11 on this. This gets us to $1,014.42 if this happens to hit. Amen Thompson higher, 30.5 PRA. Zion Williamson, double-double. Jose Alvarado, higher, 9.5 points. Kyle Kuzma, higher, 34.5 PRA. John Collins, higher, 25.5 points and rebounds because we don't want to get hooked on one assist. You guys keep throwing ideas in the chat, and you know we'll do the Wemby and Mark Williams blocks. We'll do a block party, and we'll do a block party. And guys, I gotta call it after the block party. Mark Williams, Victor Wembanyama, and then maybe Rudy Gobert. Use a hoe. Excuse you. All right. We'll do a full chat here. DeAndre Ayton assists. He's dishing out dimes. He's done it in the past. He's going to do it again. Hart triple-double for the brand. 666. His 666. We got to get that out of here. Get that out. Be gone. Which? Okay. Here we go. And then we already did so much Zion that, like, I mean, use a hoe. I agree. I like Zion fantasy points. We just played the hell out of Zion in the last two entries. Let's do a Zion-less entry here for the brand. What's that? 8? Nope. 9. Come on, Nez. What's 110? Do the math. $10 here. $1,104.40 if Mark Williams higher 1.5 blocks. Victor Wembanyama higher 3.5 blocks. DeAndre Ayton higher 1.5 dimes. Josh Hart higher than 0.5 triple doubles. Score, board, dime. Josh Hart. Use a hoe, buddy. I think use a donk. Josh Hart's been hurt every day of his life. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Grammys were on last night, guys. Did you guys enjoy the Grammys? Saw some what the hell happened here? Ooh. Breaking news from Jesse Rogers. MLB umpire Pat Hoberg, use a hoe, has been fired for sharing betting accounts with a friend who bet on baseball, though there is no evidence Hoberg himself bet on games. Wham, wham. Watch the Grammys live every time Beyonce won. Beyonce's a great artist. Beyonce's a great artist. I want to show off. I like to buy vinyls. I don't buy them as much as I used to. I got this, baby. This is beautiful. Still in the plastic wrap, of course. Little Young Thug trilogy. This is just beautiful. This is so glad he is free. Bless up. All right, guys. Good luck today. I have to draft 80 more dog bowls, I think. So that'll be fun. Appreciate you guys subbing. We got paywall stuff coming soon. Stay tuned too. Potentially additional paywall stuff on the move. Can I see the first SLIP. It's right here. If you scroll up a little bit, you should find it. It's right there. All right, y'all. Good luck today. Thanks for contributing. Appreciate you guys as always. It's time to draft. Good luck.